of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed.
Real Street is an international retailer and distributor focused on finding new and better ways to be your favorite place to buy parts from. Your builds are expensive investments that deserve a premium experience. For 18 years, our experienced staff has helped racers pick the parts they need to meet their goals the first time. We understand that missed deadlines mean missed races. If you're ready for a premium buying experience, give us a chance.
We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline, the crackling growl of a throttle lift, the stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed. We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline, the crackling growl of a throttle lift, the stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed.
Well, welcome back, Crandon. I'd like to welcome all of our viewers tuning in from Europe and everybody here in the United States for the debut round of RallyX Americas. I'm Jim Beaver, the voice of RallyX globally. Tiffany Stone joining me in the booth. No stranger to Crandon, but we are here, and Tiffany, I mean, this is a special one. RallyX, we had the teaser here at Crandon last year. Rolling into this year, we're debuting. We've got both the hypercars and the supercars in action. I mean, people are amped. These drivers are awesome. I mean, the European drivers that have come over here, they are having their minds blown. I mean, what is your takeaway so far this weekend?
So I absolutely love this. I absolutely love watching these type of hypercars, supercars come over to Crandon. Crandon's kind of like home to both you and I. We've called so many races here, and it's really neat to see these vehicles come out here, dominate this track, and show what they can actually do. But what I absolutely love is seeing what you guys have seen before out of Johnny Holcher and Jimmy Henderson, Gray Ledbetter, Banks Hovey, come out here, see this track, and then dominate on here. We seen Jimmy Henderson yesterday. He's putting fast lap times down, 47 seconds that he's actually doing, which is faster than Larson, Hansen, Ericsson. So we're watching all of this, and it's so great to see them come out here because this is like Jimmy Henderson's home track as well, and he's showcasing what he can do, not only in a truck, but also in a hypercar.
Yeah, well, and Jimmy Henderson was throwing down both in his Pro 4 earlier on today, and we're going to see him in a hypercar here momentarily. We're going to get to our supercar semifinals, and I will tell you the rain has started coming down, and that doesn't traditionally play well with some of these RallyX cars. A little bit different traction that these cars have, compared to what you're normally used to here at Crandon. A little bit different tire set. These tires are a multi-purpose tire meant to be both on the tarmac and the gravel, or asphalt and dirt for us Americans. We like to call things a little bit different there in Europe, but yeah, the rain coming down. They also have the windscreens there with the windshield wipers, so that definitely poses some challenges as mud starts getting flung up there. So we're gonna run these cars here momentarily, and it's gonna be interesting. A little bit different look and something that these RallyX drivers aren't normally accustomed to.
Well, and talking about that, we do have the Americans over here that we talked about before, and they were talking about earlier when they went out into their test sessions in Q1 and Q2 yesterday. That sets up for today's racing. They were really looking forward to it, especially Gray Ledbetter. She says this is some of the best that they've seen on the track. Now what you're talking about, the weather's playing a factor. They're throwing it in here. But those drivers, they're no strangers to this. A little bit different because Jimmy Henderson said when he hit that first jump right over here, he landed and actually lost one of his windshield wiper blades. So that was throwing a little a wrench into that, where Gray says she's so used to having open windshield that she just does the tear off. So I think this is going to play a little bit different factor. Even though those drivers know how the track comes together, this is going to be a big difference for both of them.
Yeah, and it definitely is. And both the hypercars and supercars are running spec Yokohama tires. These things are purposely built for rallycross, meant to be both on the pavement and in the dirt. A little bit different a traction setup that they've got. So as we start getting underway here, you're going to see these cars probably a little bit slippery. They are all-wheel drive, but they're definitely not going to have the traction we're accustomed to out of the Pro 4s here with the moisture coming down. So definitely one of the things that's going to be interesting here is we have these semifinals yet to get underway, because these drivers traditionally are used to a dry track where these almost get blue groove. These cars really hook up in the dirt portions. So here with the rain, I think it's anybody's game.
You're absolutely correct, and we don't want to not talk about Johnny Holcher as well. So Johnny Holcher, in the off-season from Championship Off-Road, he did come out to Core. He came out to the West Coast, so he's been having a little bit of seat time. I know we're going to see him later on in this stacked field that we're seeing for the supercars, but Johnny Holcher has a little bit about that. So he also knows how this track comes together. But Jim, during our Q1, Q2, and practice sessions, none of them saw the track conditions which we're about to see.
Yeah, this is a completely different track than we saw yesterday and in the warm-ups this morning. A lot of moisture. I mean, it is absolutely coming down. It's going to be ice skating conditions for these drivers for both the supercar and the hypercar. So you're going to see Tiffany and I both call these cars FC1 and FC2 interchangeably with supercar and hypercar. So what we're looking at for supercar, which is going to be the first up, we're going to have they are all-wheel drive. They are naturally aspirated. You're going to hear them. They've got the anti-lag. They've got the launch control, 6-speed sequential gearbox, 600 horsepower. So these things can absolutely lay down some amazing lap time. So we're going to call those interchangeably supercar FC2. Then we've got the FC1 cars, which are a spec vehicle. They are electric powered, 1,100 horsepower with a crazy amount of torque, 3-speed sequential gearbox, a ton of wheel travel. These things are 0 to 60 faster than a Formula One car. They've also got regenerative braking systems like a Formula One car. These are some of the most advanced race cars in the world.
You're absolutely correct, but what's a little bit crazy about this is that there are a few drivers that have come over from Europe and that this is their actual first time ever to Crandon International Off-Road Raceway, and the first time really racing on this. Jim, we're looking out right now at the track. You can see the cars are there, but what's really crazy and different about this track in particular, there is a little bit of clay in that dirt or in the gravel that we're used to, and we're starting to see standing water right now. So talking about that, with the tire setup that they have, they're not necessarily allowed to groove these tires like we see in some of the short course racing. So this is going to be a completely different setup. Now I'm wondering if we're going to see a different drive style than we have in the previous Q1, Q2, and practice from some of these drivers who aren't used to this type of track and standing water in RallyX.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting word that they are going to take a pause on things with all this rain and all this moisture and the mud coming down. As we see, that is Banks Hovey in the Real Street Tactical car. He's going to take that back to the paddock area. So we are going to get these cars back into the paddock. We're going to wait for things to dry out. As you see him just slipping around there. There's Gray Ledbetter as well. So mud starting to form. So we are going to lay out. We're going to take a short break here from Crandon. Hopefully this rain passes over. It's not supposed to last long. We do have some sunny skies in the distance, so we're going to take a momentary pause from racing action, and we will be back once things dry out with our RallyX Supercar and Hypercar semifinals here from the Big House.
We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline. The crackling growl of a throttle lift, the stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed.
Spoke words, we had instincts. Hardwired to survive, built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it, refined it, and pushed its potential. Sense spoke words, we had instincts. Hardwired to survive, built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it, refined it, and pushed its potential.
Real Street is an international retailer and distributor focused on finding new and better ways to be your favorite place to buy parts from. Your builds are expensive investments that deserve a premium experience. For 18 years, our experienced staff has helped racers pick the parts they need to meet their goals the first time. We understand that missed deadlines mean missed races. If you're ready for a premium buying experience, give us a chance.
Spoke words, we had instincts. Hardwired to survive, built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it, refined it, and pushed its potential. Sense, interpret, adapt. All before you can think it. Drive with instinct.
This is it, the final lap.
Mike, it's last lap. It's on, CJ. Let's go.
It's Keegan Kincaid and CJ Graves. Keegan's playing just every bit of defense as he can, but watch CJ go to the bottom. He backs it in.
Yeah, Kincaid trying to run that cushion. Oh, they're driving up on the they spin out. They're collected. A little directing traffic. We were back and forth, and
Keegan Kincaid.
They're all going to get back.
What is going on?
CJ now Cheney drives up the back of CJ. Keegan comes out with the lead.
Look at this. Keegan Kincaid, one final time. Your hometown boy. The Lucas Oil back forward.
Oh,
gonna get the job
gets in the
done.
back of him.
Oh.
Cheney's going to push the car.
This is crazy, Crandon. One of the best cup races in history.
Wow, it was all worth it because we wanted it bad today, and that's what we got.
We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline. The crackling growl of a throttle lift. The stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted. That same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed.
Spoke words. We had instincts. Hardwired to survive. Built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it. Refined it. and pushed its potential. Sense, interpret, adapt. All before you can think it. Drive with instinct. Spoke words. We had instincts. Hardwired to survive. Built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it. Refined it. And pushed its potential. Sense, interpret, adapt. All before you can think it. Drive with instinct.
We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline. The crackling growl of a throttle lift, the stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed. We started in Brooklyn in '78 and quickly learned we weren't building exhaust. We were building excitement. Ask any motorhead. There's just nothing like the raw, dynamic howl of a high-performance engine at Redline. The crackling growl of a throttle lift, the stadium volume thrill of a hard launch. We gave drivers what they wanted, that same roar of victory on their way to work that they heard at the races. Almost 5 decades later, nothing's changed.
Here to Crandon, Jim Beaver, Tiffany Stone here. I know everybody's waiting for RallyX and the debut of RallyX Americas, those semifinals. Tiffany, we got a little info. Obviously, people looking behind us can see the rain has been coming down. So we're going to put a pause on RallyX racing action momentarily. We are going to go racing with Pro Buggy here at 4 o'clock local time. So those of you RallyX fans, Tiffany, well, they're going to have to tune in to us later on this evening. We're going to be live later on this evening with all of the finals here for RallyX for both the hypercar and supercar. But Tiffany, as you know, obviously rain does not bode well with rally cars.
It does not, and I was so looking forward to seeing how our drivers were going to be able to do this in the semifinals. Obviously, there's a stacked field of hypercar and supercar drivers, a lot of the drivers doing double duty as well. So you guys definitely will have to tune in just a little bit later, and then Jim Beaver and myself will be here with that.
All right, so yeah, rain starting to dry up, sun starting to come out, so we're going to roll with Pro Buggy at 4 o'clock local time for those of you tuning in. So we're going to lay out here. We're going to continue to have this rain delay, but we should be back here in a few minutes with racing action. Tiffany and I will be back with RallyX and the finals here from the Big House later on this evening.
Every race is a test of performance. When the stakes are high, racers rely on proven products. If AMSOIL products are engineered for this kind of punishment, you can trust them in your garage. Shop by vehicle to find everything you need for your ride. Get the protection you demand and performance you deserve with fast, free shipping from AMSOIL.com.
Before the action, before the race, or the game, or the stunt. There's always a crew working behind the scenes that makes it all possible. From the job site to the pit box, Brunt Workwear is proud to stand behind the crew.
Rowdy Beat was pushing on the back bumper of Holcher all the way down the front straightaway, and Beat slides into the lead. He will hold the point as they come out of turn one, and we've already got 2 trucks tangled. That was Kyle Greaves, yesterday's winner, already in trouble. Greaves will be at the tail end of the field. Up front, though, Ryan Beat, winner in round 2, out front of Johnny Holcher, Beat the winner in round 1, Holcher the winner in round 2 down in Wheatland. Man, just to give you a sense how competitive this field is, every driver running within about a 1-second lap time of one another. As you see Keegan Kincaid, that number 1 Bull Lake truck, trying to put the move on Holcher. He was alongside for a moment.
All of them hard on the binders. Oh, looks like Greaves got in the back of Ricky G.
Yeah, he monster truck Ricky G's rear tire there. Doesn't look like any damage done to either of those two. They immediately get back up to speed, and here goes Rosales now alongside Ricky G.
Yeah, I believe you're kind of babysitting Ryan Beat. When are you going to go in, right? You want to know if the leader goes in, maybe you just stay to what you're doing.
No, Beat's going to go in now.
Yeah, he kind of did it at the end.
I think Holcher was originally intending to take that Joker lane and made a last-second decision not to. Now the question becomes, can those two run the pace?
Keegan's going right now. He's going right now.
There he goes. He kept a lot of speed up through there. It's a really narrow entry into that Joker lane.
Oh, yeah, he was hanging it out. He didn't lose much time at all. He gained as much as he possibly could right there.
Enough break for Rosales. Sidelined with a few laps left in this one. There is Johnny Holcher, and he will take his entry into the Joker lane.
Well, look at this. This is where it gets interesting. Johnny Holcher passes Keegan Kincaid. Oh, man, he spins out.
Yeah, Holcher was trying to sneak past, and they made some contact door to door, and that sent Holcher into that spin.
This is scary. You can't see anything.
The checkered flag is going to fly. Ryan Beat takes the win here in round 4. Kincaid, a hard-fought second. And it was those two and a ton of real estate back to Kyle Greaves.
This isn't about timing or tradition. It's about crafting the right tool to erase the middle ground and draft the blueprint for what's next. Overkill, they say? Or is it? CF Moto. Experience more.
Race teams don't settle, neither should you. The garage just got an upgrade. Wash it, shine it, protect it. A complete detailing suite engineered for the track and built for your driveway. Born from 65 years of motorsports, built by a century of chemical engineering. Track tough, garage ready. The only cleaner that smells like the scent of victory. One product line, two worlds. Who's your daddy? Who's your mama? Visit who'syourtire.com to order today.
Right away, Shimmick able to slide in front of Visser. Thriller Wyatt Miller going to work as well, taking Avery Hemmer out a little bit wide.
I don't know, I think Braden Beauchamp broke right away.
Oh no, terrible news for yesterday's third place finisher.
Maybe some suspension damage on that truck.
Those two running away a little bit from Thriller Wyatt Miller and Avery Hemmer as they head for turn 3.
Boy, you can't say enough about Draxton Shimmick. He's so young. He's just learning still, and he's doing a fine job.
Visser's got something to say about Shimmick. He's alongside as they go into turn 4. Now Nick Visser takes over the lead, the hometown hero running out front. See everybody searching for that cushion on the outside. Miller having some issues getting his truck to rotate. Hemmer might be able to get by and steal third away from him. There she is, Avery Hemmer in a podium spot.
Yeah, Avery just waited for that little mistake and capitalized on it as they bonsai off this tabletop again. There's Van den Elsen.
Yeah, he finally got around Ronald Cosiza. That was a pass for 5th. That happened a couple moments ago. Hemmer holding strong to that third place position as
contact.
Yeah, Shimmick made some contact there with Visser, trying to muscle his way past. Visser able to fight off that charge.
But I like what he was trying, right? You're trying to go outside, inside, trying to make Nick Visser bob a little bit. Oh, hold it back together. Draxton puts it back down.
Close call for the number 94 Enneper trucking machine of Shimmick.
There goes Avery Hemmer to the inside. She's going to try to do a slide job. They make contact.
Oh, no. Miller just a little bit got into the bedside of Hemmer.
Shane should be coming to the halfway point this time by. The Thriller Wyatt Miller trying to duck down on the inside of Avery Hemmer. Looks like Miller almost went around, and so did Draxton Shimmick.
Yeah, Shimmick did go all the way around, couldn't make the save, so Hemmer slides into second right before halfway. Miller up to third, and Chris Van den Elsen up to fourth. Shimmick's going to go almost to the tail end of the entire field here.
Let's see who can get to the finish line first. Nick Visser, Avery Hemmer, Wyatt Miller. There goes Chris Van den Elsen really wide.
Yeah, trying to run all the way around that cushion through turn 1.
He's going to pick up some time there.
He's going to have a big run if he's got enough room to pull alongside Hemmer. Hemmer's caught in the middle, 3 wide as they head into turn 2.
There's not enough room there, Shane.
Oh, man.
There goes Van den Elsen.
For a moment there. Look at Hemmer. Hemmer and Miller were locked up. That opens the door for Chris Van den Elsen, and now Van den Elsen slides into second.
There goes Parsons out of the inside of Hemmer.
Oh, he saw an opening and took advantage. Gave a little shove to Hemmer as they went back onto the clay oval.
Yeah, Parsons ready to bounce back this season. He's had some problems in the back of the field there. Wyatt Miller just trying to be tough.
And hit his elbows up between those three.
There goes Wyatt down to the bottom.
Wide. Yeah, Miller's going to come in and do a little block pass there on Parsons.
Hey, that's a motocross move, a supercross move. He just set that truck right where it needs to be.
Be able to close the door finally. Yeah, here comes Parsons with a good run, and now Hemmer alongside Parsons.
Yeah, they just keep shaking it up. Oh, Wyatt Miller, something happened to the Thriller. He is up against the fence.
Yeah, just slowed down and came to a stop. He was just coasting, trying to get out of the way of everybody else.
Nick Visser, Chris Vandenels, and Avery Hemmer, your top three.
2 laps to go that time by, so only a little bit more time if Vandenelsen wants to try to run down Visser, and you see Parsons giving a door there to Shimmick again.
Yeah, Parsons not going to waste any more moments on this track. He needs to get a top 3 today to get back in this points championship. Vandenelsen trying to find that bottom line. It's just a little too late. Nick Visser has just been the man to beat right now.
In the background, a physical pass by Shimmick getting around Avery Hemmer for third. Visser found that big hole as well. That
Visser goes really wide.
It's going to be close when they get to the line, but Visser able to hold on here at his hometown track for the win in round 4. Vandenels in second, Shimmick with a podium finish.
We don't just formulate UTV lubricants. We validate them under real-world stress and intense dyno testing. We push these machines in the field, log the data, then recreate and exceed those conditions in the lab. After rigorous testing, we tear them down and inspect every critical component. From the trail, to the rocks, to the job site, AMSOIL UTV products are tested, proven, and ready to protect.
Before we spoke words, we had instincts. Hardwired to survive, built to fight. Then came technology. We shaped it, refined it, and pushed its potential. Sense, interpret, adapt. All before you can think it. Drive with instinct.
Turn number 1, he just raises that little finger jump. There is Mickey Thomas just holding his own.
Yeah, Thomas just tried to creep around the bottom in turn 1, and it actually worked out really well for him.
Yeah, Johnny kind of ran into the door of Jimmy Henderson pretty good in the infield section. He apologized, but it was a little too late.
Oh,
Johnny wrecked the left front.
Yeah, big damage on that left front for Johnny Greaves. Hard to tell what's going on there. Looks like he just shredded a tire, so he's got to limp that thing around and get into the hot pit and get that thing changed.
Boy, they're
see that hole come back.
Yeah,
Thomas looks so slow through these 2 turns, but he's staying right down on the bottom, getting a great drive, and this might be a pass for the lead. It is.
Yeah, slower's faster in those situations. It's like you're on an ice rink, so you can't overpower the truck. You got to let it bite. Oh, Maber goes upside down.
Whoa, and he was still stood up on the rear bumper, and Thomas drove right underneath him, able to just sneak past.
Row 4 back underway.